Hello everyone, this is my weekly video with the topic of COVID-19, mental health, and addiction and recovery. These are all the things that I'm dealing with, and I'm hoping that I can spread some joy, hope, or some ease in regards to what we're going through as a nation. Where do I want to start? Last weekend I did not do a video because my family, my husband and I, we went to the Grand Canyon in Arizona. Now, one thing I do want to emphasize, be careful with your judgments. And I say that because I found myself with them. We get to Grand Canyon and, we all masked up and, there's a lot of people there. And the first thing came out of my mind, this is just too many people. For me to be comfortable with. Why is all these people out here? And then I had to say to myself, well, you out here. So what I want to encourage all of us is to be real careful at the judgments, because the judgments can just add more anxiety. And that's what I was doing to myself. I always say acceptance is the key. I had to accept that I made a decision, as risky as it may have been, which with this new COVID era, everything is a risk. So one thing I want to encourage everyone, you choose your level of risk and then you choose to be okay with it. All those past messages of people telling us that we can't make the right choices or you'll never amount to anything, all the trauma and the depression and the anxiety that most of us felt before COVID is usually going to, reveal its ugly head, and we got to tell it right now that I'm doing the best I can under these unprecedented situations. Where else in history have we experienced daily reports of people dying every day? Never. So there's no one right way to get through this, and those of us with addictive disorders, we always feeling like we're not doing things right in the first place. Everyone else have a right to breathe. Everyone else has a right, and we don't. I need to self-correct that for you. You have perfect right, and everyone that's looking at this video, to be right where you are at this moment. Take a breath and just take that in. I have a right to be right where I am at this moment. Yes, we do. You know, the level of anxiety right now, with the higher ups not knowing what's happening, because we don't know what's happening. I was just saying the other day that we have a hurricane in Florida, we got COVID, universally. And, we're waking up every day to face this. I would say this require a certain amount of courage that I think most of us probably never knew we existed, that we had. I just want to encourage you all to be gentle with yourselves as you're going through this process. When is it going to end? Don't know. Do we have to accept that we're here right now? Absolutely. The sooner we accept that we're living in an age where the mere breathing on someone could possibly be life-threatening, the sooner we can say, okay, I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to handle this, but I'm here. Usually mental illness comes from us not accepting the realities of our past, our future, or our present. We're so busy in our minds trying to create, narratives and stories that really never can or have existed. And what's happening now with COVID and the quarantine, we have to sit still and realize and ask that hard question, who am I? And who am I may change as we go through this process. I know initially I was very hopeful that it was going to be 3 months and it's going to be over and it will get back to normal. Here we are 5 months later, still in COVID. In fact, worse. So what I've learned to do is to practice my mindfulness, to talk to my therapist, to attend my 12-step meetings online. The other day I was walking, and usually when we walk here in Long Beach, we say hi and we continue to walk. Well, this neighbor wanted to take time to talk, and usually I don't do that. But then I consciously said, Linwood, we need to just find time to be there more with each other, because those times are far and few between right now. That feeling of connectedness is just not there. So we sat outside, it was probably about 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and just talked about, it was interesting. He was a white friend of mine, and we were talking about Black Lives Matter. And he had an interesting view, which, I was open enough to hear. He a little bit more optimistic than myself. That be the case. Things are happening in the world right now. You have to find, lemonade out of the lemons. And right now, this is the most sour, unpalatable experience I think any of us had to digest. And how can we make this work for us? For one reason, I don't believe that Black Lives Matter would have even been on the forefront if everyone didn't have to sit still, particularly our people of color counterparts. I heard something on the radio the other day that a mother, Caucasian mother, said, they so busy, taking their children to soccer and doing all the, I guess, white mother stuff, that they wouldn't focus in on another community not having it as easy. And she realized that she needed to get out there and make a difference. That was so refreshing to hear. My friend that I talked to the other day had said he had an interesting experience at the post office. Someone in line had called an Asian person a derogatory name, and the entire line said, you cannot do that. In fact, someone put out their phone and called law enforcement. I don't think those things would have happened pre-COVID. So we got to find those things that make us more kinder, more loving, more comforting. My son's birthday this week, and so is mine. And, and I wanted to really, he'll be 16. Alan will be 16 Monday. And I really wanted to do this big drive-by and make it, it's a landmark, 16. And then I told myself, Linwood, I really don't feel like putting all the energy into that. I'm still working, going into the office. I have to be okay, because Alan, I've raised him just to accept, and I'm not saying I raised him knowing I was doing this, but he is such the type of young man that, Daddy, as long as I got you and Nino, which is my husband, I'm good. I don't know too many 16-year-olds that think like that. So, I got to be okay with not doing this big shebang, which in my head I think I should be doing, and I have to learn that I'm doing the best that I can under these circumstances. So I hope this video gives you permission to be gentle with yourself, to unconditionally love yourself, and to just let mindfulness work. Mindfulness is not about changing what's on your mind. It's acknowledging what's on your mind and then letting that go, or letting that be. Just let it be. I think we're so busy trying to not be in the moment, thinking that we got to go be something. And all we have to go be is us. Do us. Be you. Go inside. You'll find all your answers within yourself, even in this trying time of COVID. How one person may get through this may not be the way that you need to get through this. And that's the most thing I want to say also to you all. Don't let someone else's fear tell you how to work your solution to this time. Everyone has different measure of comfortability. Know yours and stick to that. Well, we're coming up on the 10 minutes. I hope this was helpful to you. Just know that I love you, I need you, and could not be a me without you, because we're all connected ultimately. Even in quarantine, we're still connected. Take care of yourselves. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye now. Breathe.